Greetings, royal family. Welcome back to the channel. So this is episode 7 of Tyler Perry's Bruh. All right. So I know I'm late with this review, and I did this on purpose because the plot line is getting good and the new episode is getting ready to come on tonight. So I wanted to be able to give bruhs back to back, the reviews back to back. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. So we pick up, or the episode opens with the bruhs visiting Tom at his club. Remember, he bought level 28. He used Cousin Leon, the drug dealer's money. He paid the bruhs back the money that he owed them, and he bought level 28. Now, please be advised that the club is not open and we are on episode 7. I just want to point that out. So anyway, Mike is Mini Mike, the lawyer, the one that's a jerk. Remember in the previous episode, Bill and Tom let Mike know that John was the one that got kicked out of college because he took the fall for something that Mike did. He was messing around with the dean's daughter and things got legal, okay? So Mike tries to give John the money that John paid him back, in earlier episodes. And John, he lets John know. Mike is like, look, I know what you did for me. I know you took the fall for me in college. John is just like, who told you that? Of course, it was Tom, the tall, light-skinned doctor. Let me put up this chart for reference. I like putting this up because it gives you an idea of who is who. All right, there we have it. John is the dreamer, okay? Bill is the builder. He's the architect. Bald Bill is what I call him. Mike is the lawyer, the one that I detest. And the doctor is Tom. All right. So John, he calls Mike selfish, and he starts questioning if his friends are really his friends. He wonders if they would have taken the fall for him if the roles were reversed. John is getting frustrated because he's tired of everyone coming down to the club trying to talk him out of this deal. He already bought the place. And I think what's happening is his anger, he's frustrated, rightfully so, because he did mention, I'm tired of you guys looking at me like I'm a basket case. When I came to you, you didn't want to help me the first time because they did invest in his sandwich shop already. And apparently they've had to, quote unquote, bail him out of situations before. And Mike, this is prior to him knowing that John took the fall for him, got kicked out of college and went to jail. Mike treated John like he was a charity case. Like, oh, I'm tired of bailing you out. So all these emotions are running. John is frustrated. I think he's starting to possibly regret doing this. He did it because he wanted to prove everybody wrong. He wanted to prove to everyone that he was not a loser. He's a good person, and he's not getting that love back. He even said to Tom, yeah, I'm a good dude, but what has that gotten me, huh? That's gotten me nowhere. Like, are you guys really my friends? So John ends up cussing them all out and tells them to get the F, not the A, B, or C, D, or E, but the F out. And they leave. So while they're leaving, Mike, he tosses the money on the ground, tosses the money at John. Ugh, I don't like Mike's character. I really don't. Anyway, so after they leave, John, he gets enraged. He starts spazzing out and turning over chairs and whatnot. And it's obvious that he is very angry. Okay? So we move on to Regina and Bill. Remember, Bill is the builder. Bald Bill. Okay, you see his face there? Great. Regina and Bill. So Regina, she shows up to Bill's house. Regina is Bill's ex, okay? And she's telling him that her ex-fiance won't take her back. So they sit down, they end up talking. They have a much needed talk. I guess Regina needs closure. But Bill, he's trying to get that old thing back, like I said before. So Regina, she wants to know if Bill is serious about being with her and only her. She wants him to be honest about why he broke up with her. So Bill tells her that he knew he was in love with Regina when he saw her with her now ex-fiance. I guess he's her ex-fiance. And this was after they broke up, mind you, right? Because she says, how do you know that you love me? So he was honest with her. He said, look, I knew that I was in love with you when I saw you with Peter or whatever the heck his name is. So Bill, he goes on to say that he was embarrassed because of the way that he treated Regina and how he broke up with her via text, then blocked her calls, and then packed all of her belongings in a box. He was embarrassed in the way that he did this. And guess who told Bald Bill to do this to Regina? Yes, Mike. Mike, who swears that he doesn't understand why men are monogamous. He is in everybody else's relationship. He seems to he told Tom that Tom should sleep with Valerie, who is the nurse and his co-worker, and he's in a whirlwind of trouble because of it. He told Bill that he should break up with Regina. She's smothering you, you know. We're going to find out what this Mike character's angle is. You know, there's something with him, and I can't wait for the turning point with his character because I see it coming. Bill said that he felt embarrassed and he felt pressure to marry Regina, and he wasn't ready to marry her. He said that he was scared. He was confused. He also said that he started a fight the day that when they broke up. He started a fight when they went to the movies or something like that, which led to their breakup because he was mad at himself for falling in love with her. Now, I know that it sounds like Bill is laying it on thick. Okay, I know, but I believe him. Well, his character anyway, you know, let me not take these shows too seriously, but I believe that. I believe that's his honest answer. I think that he was scared and he would have rather walked away from love before love breaks his heart. That's from an old song. Anyway, so Regina, she then tells Bill, right, that she and Peter, that's his name, have decided to seek therapy before they get married. And I'm like, wait, Regina, sis, didn't you just say that he won't take you back? So Bill is like, you came over here to tell me that? Like, really? So Regina leaves after she tells Bill that, you know, he's had enough chances. You've had your chances, Bill. So listen, I am rooting for Bill and Regina to get back together because I still think that she is in love with him. And I know it's just bad. He broke up with you. He embarrassed you. He strung you along for however many years, but he did get scared. And I think that that isn't honest. I think he's being honest about that. I really do. Doesn't make it right. And I want them to get back together. However, you know, the consequences of your actions, Bill, might just be that you will never get Regina back. And you need to stop. Why are y'all friends with Mike? Miserable Mike. Not even mini miserable Mike is his name. Moving along, speaking of Mike, we shift gears to Mike and Pam. So Mike walks in to find Pam. Remember the girl that he was messing with the last episode? She was on a date with someone else. Mike decided to go over and embarrass himself and confront, you know, Pam, telling her lose his number. It's weird because you're not interested in committing with her. You just want to string her along. She told you that she's going to be seeing other people. You are seeing a ton of people, Mike, that is. Anyway, so Mike walks in to find Pam in his place, and she's finally finished decorating his spot because she was supposed to be decorating. So she said she wanted to see the project through because she was committed to finishing the job. So she tells Mike that she's done with him. And she calls him out on being an a-hole to her and her date in the restaurant, right? Mike says that he didn't believe that Pam was seeing other people, even after she told him she would be. So she laughed. She was like, oh, you know, you're supposed to be the only one seeing people. You know, you just think that the world revolves around you, you know. He then asked her, how many men is she seeing? And she asked him, how many women are you seeing? He says that he wants to know if he should see a doctor. She reminds him, look, we've never had sexual relations unprotected. And it's mighty convenient that you want to know if you need to see a doctor when I'm the one always bringing the protection. You conveniently never have a condom. Listen, this Mike character is a whole clown, not a half of a clown, but a whole clown. And I'm tired of him. He then begins to call in typical clown boy behavior, he then begins to call Pam a whore, saying that she lets men run up and through her. This is what he telling her as he's standing in his newly decorated apartment. All courtesy of Pam, who he's been seeing off and on, who he claims he's never catching feelings for because he don't catch feelings for women. She starts to get emotional after she calls him out on how many women he's sleeping with. Then he tells her he's done with her and tells her to get out. She ends up leaving, but not before she tells him, F you, Mike. F you. And then she slams the door. I have nothing to say about Mike. Anyway, moving along to Tom, the doctor. Now, finally, we are seeing Tom's story unfold. So he's in the exam room doing some charting, and his coworker, Valerie, who he had a one-night stand with, is telling him that she is going to file a complaint against him. She said this before. She seems very unhinged. Very, very, very unhinged, okay? And, like, she's traumatized. She's, like, a little bit, you know, on edge every time we see her. So she tells him that he sexually harassed her. And he tells her that she needs to be in a mental institution. Now, she says it's her mission to get even with him. And she has. So he's brushing her off while she's making these threats. And she ends up storming off crying, and she's screaming, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I hate you, Tom. Now, this Valerie character is definitely mentally unstable. So it seems, you know. Then in walks the director. She wants Tom in her office ASAP. So then we shift scenes, and Tom and this director / chief of hospital, whatever her title is, a black woman. Once they're in her office, Tom begins to let her know, you know, that they all got drunk, including the chief or director, whatever her name is. They all got drunk at the holiday party, and he eventually had consensual sex with Valerie. Now, Tom says Valerie hasn't left him alone since, you know, and we did see in the very first episode how some of Tom's patients were flirting with him, and Valerie was not feeling it. You know, she was just like, you think you can just sleep with me one time and that's it, we're done. So she basically is moving along with this story that Tom sexually harassed her. Okay, but they had sex after the holiday party. Oh, but she could be telling the truth. Tom could be a total jerk. We don't know. Well, sister girl, chief, director, hospital, whatever she is, boss lady, she tells Tom that he is not getting away with this, and he thinks that he is so cute. And it's always the cute ones that think that they can do whatever they want and get away with, you know, all types of stuff. And this time his looks won't save him. So she basically feels that Tom is guilty of what Valerie is accusing him of, which is unfair in my opinion, because you don't know unless she does. Anyway, the chief director lady presents him with a paper and asks him, who is this? And it's John and John's criminal record. The criminal record that he has only because he took the rap from Mike while they were in college. I'm like, what does this have to do with Tom? And Tom even said, what does this have to do with anything? So he said he doesn't understand how the two are, like, how they correlate. What does his friend John's record have to do with him? So she's trying to make the correlation that John got kicked out of school because he did something to the dean's daughter. So she's trying to correlate that to Tom's behavior, messing around unconsensual with women. That was a stretch, but I got to give Tyler Perry a chance to develop that, to see where he's going. Anyway, the director, she proceeds to tell him that the board has decided to suspend Tom upon further review, and Tom does not accept the suspension and says that you will be hearing from my lawyer. I am innocent. I didn't do anything. Now, I did notice that this woman is giggling and she's amused by this. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that we will find out that she is tied to one of the bras in some way. That's where it's going. 7 episodes in, and the plot hasn't been predictable. I kind of expect it to be, but we shall see. You know, Tom, he did point out that this seems very personal, and he ends up walking out and scene. So that's where the episode ends. But this chief director lady is someone that one of these men know personally. And I bet you it's Mike. Or she may even be the dean's daughter that Mike messed with back in college. That John, and when they got drunk, and John ended up taking a fall for. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? Interesting. Because why would she pull up John's information? Or why did she have John's information and presented it to Tom and said, oh, isn't this your friend who got kicked out of college for messing with the dean's daughter? There's some correlation there, and or connection. I can't wait to find out. So, Royal Family, this concludes this review for Tyler Perry's Bruh, episode 7. So be on the lookout for episode 8, because that episode is coming on later on tonight, and I'll be up in the wee hours of the morning watching, making sure I take notes to be back to give you a review. So like the video if you liked it, drop your comments, keep all comments respectful, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and make sure you click the notification bell, set it to all, so you don't miss out on any of my uploads or any of the discussions that take place over here amongst the Royal Family. So I'm signing off, Royal Family, and I will be back soon. Until next time, peace.